Hey guys, I'm Coach Mike, and I am going to introduce Melissa Lee Loos, who's going to be sharing her expertise in the Boards app to organize all our lives a little bit easier and make it more efficient in our Plexus world. So everybody from Pilot Butte, Saskatchewan, I'd like to introduce you to Melissa Lee Loos. Melissa, take it away. Go ahead, Melissa.
Thank you. Yeah, so today we're going to chat about the Boards app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, please go in and do that right away because you'll need it. So I want this session, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background of the Boards app. I'll go through mine, show you what's there, and we're also going to take some time to create one on this session as well so that we can really get into it, because I don't know if you guys are like me, but I learned by doing it. So we're going to go in and create one together. So if anybody has a specific message, like maybe when you're first, somebody, reaches out to say Colin and says to you, hey, Colin, like I see you posting about this pink drink. What is it? Maybe there's some key messaging. I'm sure you all have some sort of key messaging that you use or that you found that really works. And I would love for you to share that in the chat. You can just go in and copy and paste it into the chat. And what I'm going to do is take that from the chat and put it into the boards to show you how easy it is for us to create a board and how easy it is for you. So I'll start with, I learned about the Boards app a couple of months ago now from Amanda Simmons. She's a fellow Canadian as well. And she had learned about this. I don't remember actually how she found out about it, but it was a way for her to get back some time in her day and to have more efficient and effective conversations with people. So I don't know if you're like me, and sometimes when you're you're doing 1,000 things. I'm a mom of 3 kids. And so sometimes you're doing all these things. I'm like, where did I put that? And my notepad in my iPhone was so full of notes and it was all over the place. It was hard to find. And I was thinking there has to be a better way to communicate with people than going into my notepads and everything being a disaster. So ended up going on this training with Amanda Simmons and learning about the Boards app. The nice thing is within the Boards app, there's some training in there. You can YouTube as well. So if you want some more, and the Boards people, like you can actually request a session with them and they will go through it with you too. So if you want to get some more of that advanced training, they will go through. I did do that and it was phenomenal just to talk with somebody at the company and how they use it. They're also in an MLM business and we're able to share how they do some of their parties, conversations, messenger chats, all of those things. So without further ado, I am going to stop my video and I am going to share my screen.
We're ready, Melissa. Let's knock it out of the park. We're all ready. Let's take back some time here.
Yeah, honestly, and that's what I want everybody to think about right now is you're going to look at it and think, oh gosh, that's going to take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time for the time that you are going to get back. So for the 5 minutes you may spend in creating a board, you're going to gain back hours, probably days of your time. And I'm not exaggerating. That is the truth, because now when you go to have conversations, you're going to be able to have them that much more efficiently because everything's going to be all collectively together. You can update seamlessly. And as a team, if we really want to make this work and really make this effective and the best that it can be, we need to work together as a team, because what I say may be good, but hey, maybe Devin has something even better that he says that I could take and tweak it to my own. And so that's the nice thing with this too, is we can share our boards with each other. And then you can also go in and make your own. So can everybody see my screen right now? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just start in with the top one there. You can see I have a ton of them in here, and that's because I've got some from other people. I've also gotten, so I've saved all the ones. Anytime you see these 3 little people on here, so like these Devin's boards there, 15-minute messenger chat, those were all sent to me. And so with Devin, he shared the link with me and I can see this in here that he's done. And as he updates it, it's going to update to mine. Now, when somebody shares one with you though, you can't update. So you'll see in here, I can go in and see the information that he's put in here, but I can't go in and add more because it's his board. So you don't have to worry about people changing up your board. But if I really liked what Devin did and I was like, hey, yeah, I really want to copy this, I could go in and click these 3 little dots here select keys, I could collect these and I could go copy, go back into create a board, and I'll just go test. And then I would paste, and then those are mine. And now you'll see that there's this black and white plus arrow at the bottom, and I can go in and tweak this and add whatever I want to it because now it's my own. So what I've specifically done is kept other people's templates so that as they update it, I can see what they're doing. So Amanda Simmons had given me 4, or everybody that was in the group, and it was her messenger chats that she does. So this messenger event biz is one that she did, and she will actually go in every month and she does update it. So I can see that, like with these December bonuses, she goes and puts in the new stuff there. So I can see that. Now I can go in and create my own because obviously I need to put in my own stories. You know, my photos and my story isn't going to be the same as Amanda's, just like yours isn't going to be the same as mine. So I could copy in what I like out of here again by hitting the 3 dots, clicking off what I like, copy it, and go to whatever board that I want to put it in. Now I've already copied all of the boards, and that's why I have so many. I created one specific board for all those messenger chats that Amanda had. So she had that 15-minute messenger, and here I just copied everything she had in there. And then basically I can go into any of these and tweak them as I need. Now I copied something over, so I'll just copy that. And here is like the information, and I can go in and edit it. If I don't like, say she had included a poll, maybe I want to add something or change that up, I can go in and change that up. So for me, I have, as you can see, lots of different templates. What I find the most helpful is having this, what is Plexus? And then I also have some product information. So I spent a little bit more time in these two. I'm still working through and kind of creating what's the best as I find new information. So when somebody comes to me and says, hey, what is Plexus and what is this pink drink? I have specific conversations in here that I will just go in and chat with people as well as send them videos. So I'm going to show you what that looks like because that'll make a little bit more sense. So here I'm in just a regular text, and say if Sally here was messaging me and saying, hey, can you share what Plexus is? When you download the Boards app, they're going to give you a tutorial on how to add it as a part of your keyboard. So like your regular keyboard, but you're also now going to have this little white globe at the bottom once you add it. It takes roughly a minute to do in your settings, and Boards has a phenomenal little tutorial that will walk you through and you can get it set up. So the reason why Boards is so great is not only does it have that nice app where you can keep everything clean, have videos, messaging, graphics, all that fun stuff, you integrate it with your keyboard. So this is where the time saving comes in as well, because I click on this and it brings up my boards. So if Sally here is messaging me and she wanted to know more, I click on that and you'll notice all the information went into there. Now, sometimes you have to tweak things, right? Because I have name in there because just to make sure I swap out the person's name, and I may change it up for whomever it is. And then, Sally comes back and tells me, oh, she's having hormonal issues. So go with the felt found. I can go and send that to her. And again, I don't have to change anything in this one because it's already exactly how I've tweaked everything to be how I would share it. And so within that message, I say, oh yeah, I'm going to share with you one about what the pink drink is and the triplex product. So I have the pink drink video here. So I'll share that. And then I go and share the triplex and everything is there. So that conversation with Sally just took me a few minutes versus having to scroll my notes, figure it out, or retype everything and search for everything. If you don't even have notes set up, then you have to really search for it. And then if they want, say maybe, okay, they would like a little bit more information on the pink drink. Well, I have some different graphics, like the product guide here. So I could send to this person the product guide on the pink drink. And right here, it's the entire product guide. So if you have that super analytical person that really wants to know every single detail about the pink drink, here you go. Just send them that quick product drink. They click on it and it's right there. Again, I didn't have to do any searching. It's just all in that nice, easy board on my on my texting or whichever service you're using. So this also works in Messenger. It would work in any type of basic messaging system that you have, like Facebook Messenger. I use it all the time. Texting, Facebook. So if you're posting, or maybe you have your own group, you can have this set up. And if you maybe do, like, obviously we all participate in Coach Mike's 15-minute messenger groups, but maybe you do your own little messenger group. You could use these templates that are already set up, and it has the entire 15-minute event all here. So you would post your text, you would post your graphics, your videos, polls, you would put that all in here. So when you go to do your messenger event, all you would do is click on each one of these as the time goes on. And so you can see how Amanda set this up, was she put post 1, post 2, post 3, and she has even timelines on, like, okay, 3 minutes in, 4 minutes in. So you can literally make this dummy proof in that you just set it up and you make it so simple that there's nothing you can screw up because you have it here. And as you go on, of course, yeah, you're gonna tweak some things. I've also created one for testimonials. So any testimonials that I really love or that really stuck with me, I've created a specific testimonial. So I've gone in and not only put the graphic in, but also the picture. So say, for instance, somebody was talking to me about psoriasis. Well, I would just put in this is the testimonial, here's the image, and send the image to them. And they have everything. So of course we have our Facebook group where you can go in and share with them, like add them. You of course want to do that and add them. But if you want to have something that's really quick that you can get to them, you can have these testimonials saved, and you can see, like, I have a ton in there. And as people's testimonials update, I will go in and update this information as well. So it is really nice to just keep this all clean and very simple. I've created another one for the holidays. So as we keep going through the holidays, I'm going to keep adding this. So I have New Year's, I have Black Friday. I'll go in and add for Valentine's Day and for like St. Patrick's Day, all of those different holidays, I'll continue to add. And each year I'll kind of have a set basis already. But I can tweak it as, there's different promos going on or whatever the case may be. So what I would like to do is show you how to create a board from scratch. So if everybody right now, if you have something that you normally would say to people, something that works really well, maybe you have a graphic you love, a video you love, if you want to go and save it in, or just put it into this chat right now, then I can go ahead and I'll create a board for us. And we'll just name.
I'll do one real quick.
Okay, thank you. And I know, Devin, you had added some videos into our messenger as well. So I'm going to go to our.
Yeah, I kicked in those 3 videos and stuff that we'll do, and I'll update my board this afternoon. Then share with some more people and stuff. But I'll have to figure out how you do that. It's busy, but I didn't see how you did the keyboard part there. But I'll look back at the video.
There is a tutorial that boards will run through you with it. So I'll get them to go and do it because I can't go in and, well, I already have it set up, so it'll look differently. So when you download the boards app there, I'll share that in the chat as well, how you do that, because they have a great tutorial that they do better than what I do. So say, for instance, we're in our little chat here and we want to copy this video. All I would simply do is go in and copy this video from Messenger, go back to my boards app, and you can either put it as a YouTube video or a text. I personally like adding it in as a text because I like to label it. So I like to put a title on there so I know exactly what that is. And we would go like this. So now you can see there's a title on here and we have our first one in our boards app. That's how simple it was. And there was another video that Devin had shared as well, or Coach Mike, sorry. So I will go on, hover over, click copy, save it to here, and add it in. And again, you don't.
Great. Yeah, those are 2 great Zooms, guys. I mean, right there, those are powerful, real powerful. That's Dr. Ruth Annan on the right.
Yes. Yeah. So you could have both of these in if people were, you were wanting to share a testimonial or just some more information about Plexus and like how amazing it is, you could have these shared right here. So if I went back to my text here, you'll see that test board, it's already updated in there. So if I wanted to send Ruth's video there, I could go in and there, her video is right there instantly. So it's real time, it's very quick. Pardon me, and it's phenomenal. So as we're all kind of going through and creating our own little boards, it'll be phenomenal to share with each other and say, hey, this is what I do really well. I can take on and like take some of your boards and compile them together as a team and then share it. Because Devin and I were actually on the phone today and I just said like, this isn't going to work if I just share with you guys all of my boards, because anytime somebody just gives you and hands over everything, you're not going to dive in and actually learn the board. And we need you to learn how to use the boards and create your own so that it's something that you're consistently using it. Because like anything in life, right? If you're just handed it over, you're not going to maybe value it or do it as often, or do it at all for that matter. You may forget about it. So set some time up, whether it's 15 minutes, a half an hour, whatever you can allocate in your schedule, and go through and just start playing around in here and adding in things. So as you have like text, like if you have a specific conversation that you have, like if you have an intro, you could say, okay, this is my intro, and you put in your information, and then maybe you want to add in a photo or a PDF, like it's all right in here. And even with your images, it goes right to your albums. And like if you have specific albums within your photos on your phone, it's right there. So maybe this is a photo that I wanted to share with them, the pricing there. I would put that in there, and then I have access to sending that pricing and the photo to my prospect right then and there. So I'm going to go back to our Zoom there and just see in the chat there. Okay. Show us how to add a text message in that board using Collins. Okay. I wasn't sure if I had. Yeah, so here we go. Here's with what Colin just posted. So if this was our intro, maybe we want to say we want to edit this and put in Colin's message. Oh, I didn't copy over, sorry. There we go. Colin's message is in there. And so if I went to go and have a chat with Sally here, I would be able to just click that in here, and there we go. Everything is added right there. And then, they would respond yes or no, and you could go from there and get some further information from the person that you're chatting with. So one tip that I had been given, and I don't know, maybe all of you are doing this, but that someone had shared with me, is that once they go through and have that initial conversation with the person, and maybe they come back and say, oh yeah, I have a thyroid issue. And you go back and tell them, I'm the feel, felt, found. And you want to share with them like the Plexus video, you want to share one of the combos, like maybe it's the triplex, and then also a testimonial. So what I would like to start doing on my own boards here is have a specific boards for testimonials, but have them labeled. So I can have testimonials for thyroid, for diabetes, for high blood pressure, for gout, for whatever it may be, for PMS, headaches, migraines, all those things. And you can have them labeled just like these videos are here, where you can see health and hope. And then I can have those so I can just share with my contacts instead of going and digging through, whether it's on the Facebook chat or on the Facebook Messenger or on YouTube or wherever. If you have them saved in your boards, you can just do it right away instead of searching for them.
Yeah, what I'd recommend, Melissa, is people just going to our We Are Family Health Victories, and everything is there, and literally having your 3 favorites, like you said, loaded in alphabetical order, and everything is there for you. So it's at your fingertips. Yeah.
So if you think about like your niche market, so maybe you work with, like, I'll give you an example with mine, the demographic that I'm in, I'm working with a lot of women in their early 30s who are just having babies and they're struggling to lose weight after having babies. So that's more my niche. And a lot of them seem to be getting diagnosed with thyroid issues right now. Like that's a very common one that has been coming up, or Hashimoto's. So those are conversations I feel like I'm having like every day, or if not every other day as well. Like they seem to be so common right now. So for me, those would be my top testimonials I would want to have and save. And I would, like Coach Mike said, you don't need to go in and have 1,000 testimonials in here. Think about what you get contacted about the most and put those in there. And then as your conversations and maybe your market continues to grow, you can add in some more. So maybe you start hearing more about diabetes. So you want a testimonial about that, but just start small. So it's not so overwhelming. Go into your boards app and create a board, whether it's just call it your testimonials, and go in from the Facebook group and go in and find that. So I'll even just go and show you on Facebook right now. If I went into our Facebook group here, if there was a specific topic. So if you guys don't know how to do this already, from the Facebook group, just hit the second tab there, the topics. And if you're looking for a specific one, this is where you're going to find it. So like I mentioned, thyroid has been a big one for me. So I would click on thyroid. And here are some testimonials in here. Now, most of these are written testimonials. So you could have a written testimonial and you could also have a video testimonial. So if I really like this one, I could simply copy this text, copy this image, go into my boards app, go into the text. Now, what I like to do so that the pictures and the text line up, I always copy like the person's name so that I know which image is supposed to go with the writing. So I would, oops, that happened there. So that when I am in, whether it's actually on the boards app or in the text, I can see these two match here. And so I know what to send. So when I would go to send a text message here to Sally, our friend, about Melissa and her thyroid and how much it's improved from plexus, how she's feeling good, it is all right there. And so next time, this time I had to go in and find one on the Facebook group, but next time I wouldn't, because I would already have this here. And as Coach Mike, continues to update, there's going to be new testimonials that come out that maybe you'll relate with more, but it is so incredibly powerful. If you are not already sending a testimonial with your initial conversations, I would highly suggest you start. I did not realize how powerful it was to send a testimonial along with it. So if you can't find a video, send the written one. But I had just sent one to one of my girlfriends and she sent it back, and it actually she's like, wow, this just really struck a chord. She's like, I got actually quite emotional because this is me. And she's like, holy crap, I thought I had to live like this forever. And I'm in my 30s and I feel like garbage every single day. And I can see that others aren't. So I know, Coach Mike, you always talk about show people and tell people what it's going to be for them, right? People just want to know what's in it for them. How are they going to feel? And this is what you're doing. And we're making it really simple for you to do that through this boards app.
Benefits.
Now,
Benefits
exactly.
Is the big word. It's benefits.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so say, for example, maybe you're growing your team, or maybe just within our own team here, you want to share your board with us. You would simply click on this little person at the top right-hand corner with the plus sign, and it can go add members. So you can either go via email or create an invite link. And if you click on that, it just copies this. You copy that, and I could go into our into that text that I was at, share it, and it's going to come up to share that specific board. So and it'll always have the team name or the board name in there. So I labeled it as Teams Call, and you'll see that in there. And now when I go back to that board, nobody's accepted it yet. So there's not those three little people. I, of course, can accept it because it's my own. But if it was somebody else, I shared that with somebody else, then all of a sudden those three little dots would be there too. So the product information, I think I've shared with some of you on here as well. again, it has the 3 little people there. So you guys, whoever's been added into that would have access to this. But I have found this so incredibly helpful. Last night at our sip and share event, I had a girl that was there and she wanted some more information. She's like, oh yeah, what products were in there? And I, of course, showed her and talked through that at the event. But I said, you know what, why don't I just send you a text message? So when you get home, you don't if you forget, it's right there. So she wanted to know about the triplex. So I just went in here and I was through texting, went in and shared like the graphic with her. I went and shared the video with her. And that was super simple. And then even like the getting started guides, like if you have specific products that you are or packages, welcome packages that you're normally recommending, you can have like the getting started guides right in with that combination, so that again, it's very simple for you to find instead of having to go search through Facebook or wherever where you're getting them. So I would say take your top 3 testimonials, do that. I would say take your top 3 packages that you recommend and create a board for each one of those so that you have everything down packed and ready to go for that. I would say that lots of us probably recommend, maybe, all of us recommend the triplex quite frequently, but there's probably a few other packages that others recommend. I know Carla always does she really likes the core health and has found that really beneficial for a lot of her customers. And so she might be really well versed in that and have a lot of really great graphics for it and maybe some great testimonials. So if we were all doing that, that's where the time saving would come in too, because, say for instance, Carla with the core health, she could come in and share with us, and I could share the triplex one with you. And this is just small. Like you can see that there's not a ton of information. You don't have to have it like bursting with information, because then it becomes overwhelming. Less is more. Like you don't need too much in it. And some products that I don't know or have a ton on, they're not going to have as much. Like lean, for instance, I have the lean video, I have the product guide, and I have 2 little graphics that I can share. And with X Factor, again, I have the Plexus X Factor video, the product guide. I have some images. I have the Fab4 YouTube video to talk about it, and another graphic here as well, and a post just about it. So you can go in and see all of that. And again, so you can see like none of these have a crazy amount of information. It's just very simple. But when somebody is asking me about it, I can go in and share with them something really quick. So does that make sense for you guys? Is there any questions on that? I know I was going through it quite fast. So it's my my speed. So I would love to open it up to if you guys have questions or want me to go into one of the boards or show another example.
I think a lot of it too, Melissa, is like what you said there. It's like making sure you've got the app loaded, sharing the content throughout the team, just making everybody stronger together. And, the whole thing is what might not work for you might work for somebody else, but it's sharing and it's just being unified so that moving forward, the team is locked and loaded to be efficient, and efficiency don't have to be overwhelmed. I mean, if you're 3 or 4 of the posts or videos for each combo or each product, that's more than enough. You don't want to over share Plexus with people or overcomplicate. Simpler is better. And I mean, especially with the male mindset, 90% of the guys, I mean, it's a before and after picture, and you're going to tell them they're going to feel great. They may need a photo, and that's about it, but I mean, if you're dealing with stockbrokers, chartered accountants, more, probably 75% of the women, they want more detail, and that's just the instinct. And it's knowing and listening to each customer and being prepared. And this boards, it prepares us, and I can't wait to watch this again and to start applying this. And this is going to save a lot of time. And I mean, the big thing with the time saving it's more time for your significant other and your kids. That's what this is about.
I cannot explain to you how I feel like how much simpler this made my life once I got it. I was actually blown away because I'd have a chat and it was so simple. And I'm like, what? This is how easy it can be. Like I was really blown away but I spent time going through finding, reaching out. And I wasn't just reaching out to the same person. Like I would reach out to you, Coach Mike, of course, and I would reach out to Carla, or I'd reach out to Amanda Simmons because I'd made that connection with her. Even with Colin, like, he's not on our team, but we collaborate. So reaching out with like a variety of people to get their input, because we're all different. We all have different niches, but just like hearing from somebody else's perspective sometimes just really maybe gives you a little bit of motivation or a nudge in the right direction to go about it in a different way. So yeah, there was a question though. I'm not sure who was speaking up there.
I had a question. This is an
Sure.
Can you just, and you're right, you were fast, but I like that because it saved us all time. But I will definitely go back and watch the recording and like stop it and do what you're showing on mine.
Yeah.
That's the key, is you learn by doing. So that's what I'm going to do. But will you go back and just show when you went from boards to send a message to a person, what did you click on in the text message app?
Yeah. So here
you lost me on one part of it.
Yeah. So here I'm in my text message. So if I click on the line to go and actually write a text, if you look at the bottom left of the screen where you see that white globe.
The world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you click that to switch
and then
the keyboards up.
Then yeah, you switch the keyboards up and this is where it comes. So in the boards app.
Yeah, I already did that on my, you're right. When you load the app, it walks you through that. It'll show you how to do it and it'll send you over to your settings to fix it. So that was helpful. But when you are in the app, go back just one screen when you're in. Yeah. So once you click the world or the globe, then you're choosing, how are you choosing or seeing the different sections in board at the bottom?
So when you click that globe, so now it's off. So I'm in the text, I click it on, the boards app loads basically as if I have a mini app within my texting app. Okay. And so if you don't have anything in here right now, obviously yours would be blank. There would be nothing here, but you would be able to see, and you can click that little like these 3 lines here to make it bigger. So what I have found helpful.
The left side is showing your different board categories, right?
Yes, the board categories.
Go choose that first, then go choose what you want.
Exactly. So if you specifically know, like you're just having a conversation and going into a conversation, or maybe you're doing a follow-up with somebody and they maybe wanted more product info, I would select product info and then go in and share some more product info with them. And I find it really helpful, and you don't have to do this, but I found it helpful when you're in like creating your different boards to have an emoji or an icon that fits with that. And I know BioCleanse, I giggle every time I see my toilet paper there.
I love that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. So like I do things like that. So when you go to create a board, so for instance, within each board, you can do folders and you click on the little emoji there and you can pick whatever it is that you want. And I find just picking something that resonates with that product also helps you to remember which one it is. So it, you know how to get there quickly. Like for example, how we were talking about like the kids and like their multivitamins, like you could pick one of these superheroes here and have it as the kids products, right? Because they're all like the superhero line. So
it's visual.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in your back when you were adding that message, you went to your product info board, and then within that board, you had folders for each product, right? Or for category. Okay. So when you clicked on BioCleanse, do that again. When you clicked BioCleanse, it brought up all of your shareables, I guess, within BioCleanse. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that one on the top right, is that just a message, not a resource? Okay. So you click it and it gives you a chance to edit before. That's what I was worried about. I hoped it didn't automatically send it.
No, it doesn't. And this is more like this is quite a lot of information. Like I wouldn't like, this would be more like a post I would maybe do on Facebook. Cause like, look at all of that. That's not something I'd probably send in a text. So, and like you'd have to change it. And then even for the photos, it just copies it and you paste it in. Okay. And then, so even if you happen to do it wrong, you could go and erase it, but you can just click send and then it sends as a photo. So it doesn't instantly send. The reason why I created, like you have your boards and then you have folders within it, is really to keep it more organized. What I found was that by doing like the subfolders inside of it. So think of it like on your computer, right? You have your desktop as one big thing, and then you have folders in there. And then within the folders, you may have folders to break it down further to better organize it. And where I seen that was super helpful was, I'll just go to my boards app here. When I got on,
that's exactly what I've already done in my notes app, because I have a Plexus folder, and then I have categories of just, you know, like notes from calls or something, or then I have one note that's just called links, and then I have a note for every product with all the stuff in there. But this is amazing. I'm gonna transfer all that over to boards because this is great.
Yeah, it will. I promise you it's going to save you so much time, and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, now I can actually like think about like planning a little bit more, because I've just now saved like how much time just in one conversation. So it was really neat when I had the chat with the lady from boards. She had shared with a couple boards just to kind of get me started, just to show some examples. So she had labeled this one, and this is hers, conversation starters and outreach scripts. So she had engagement starters for posts. So she just had like, these are ones that we can all use too. You know, just talking about like, here's the toilet paper, like, and it talks about the debate, toilet paper over or under. So just like an engagement post that you could have. She had created like within it, and I've already done this myself, but like products and like the business opportunity, conversation starters, outreach posts. So she had gone in and created all of these. She talked about like attraction marketing. So objection handling you could have in there. If you're recruiting new people, she had this newbie onboarding. Now, the great thing, like Coach Mike, you guys have set up that texting. So we don't necessarily need to be doing this, but like you could come in here and for day one, like talk to, especially if it's one of your new ambassadors, not necessarily a VIP, you could go in and just say, hey, on day one, go and take a picture of you, right? Like your pink drink selfie. So there's things like that. If you have a specific Zoom code, you could put it in there so that you're not continually going into Zoom and having to find that. Like I did that with going into conversation here. I have my Plexus link here. So when I need to send it to people, I have the how to order. So it's all right there. So I can send this graphic right with them. I've put in my ambassador code, so it's there. And then I have the Facebook, We Are Family Victories right here so that I can share it with people. So I go to add them to the Facebook group. But in addition to that, I say, hey, I just added you to this Facebook group. Here's the link in case it's not showing up on your Facebook for some reason. And then they can click right there and easily find it. So yeah, just really,
yeah, that's
really
all good.
Easy.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So
Hey, Melissa.
Yeah.
It's easy to add on text. Can you get the keyboard for Facebook Messenger as well?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. So if I went to Messenger right now,
I'm just trying to look where to add it on there, but you may have to add it in the settings first.
it should just automatically go for your keyboard. So it's a keyboard thing. So wherever you use a keyboard, which is everywhere, you can do it everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't show up on mine for some reason.
Devin, I know on my Samsung one, I had to download a different keyboard if you're using an Android as well.
I was thinking
you Android people
are awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, for iPhone users, it works the exact same. Obviously for Android, there would be another option that you'd have to do, but in Messenger, it's the same thing. So like for those Messenger events, for example, that you would have there, you could have this all loaded right here. So when you guys do that, here's everything for you.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Colin and we'll figure out how to do it for Android for us.
Yeah, let me know.
Colin, for the sake of the recording, Colin, can you tell them on here what they do?
Yep. So all I did for my phone was I went and I downloaded the Google keyboard because everything's hooked up to basically Google on my phone anyways. So then once you have that one, then I was able to switch between the keyboards just like Melissa's been showing. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy, and other than that, I wasn't able to switch. So now I have a new keyboard. It just looks differently, but I have the ability to switch now.
Thanks for sharing that. It's always some
Perfect.
little differences between forms, and like that's the thing, or phones, and that's the nice thing too with like the I mean, you can go to YouTube. I even just for the sake of looking today before this call, I found quite a bit of information on YouTube about how to use it and how others were using it. And then if you ever need help, you can go into the boards app and like there's the how to use here. So there's a ton of information. It might just take a bit, but there's the how to use for iOS and Android. So it might share in here how to do a keyboard, edit my board. Yeah, it doesn't talk about a Google one, but I'm sure that it's in there at some point when you go to set it up. And then if you still need help, you could reach out and send feedback to them and put in your request, and they'll reach out to you as well. So if you're really struggling, like even within the own app, they'll help you with that too. So the other really neat thing is that they shared with me, as in the boards. I don't know if they do this for everything or you'd have to reach out to them, but there's a desktop version. So instead of having to individually upload images, they actually allow you to upload images 10 at a time. So like Mike was talking about those before and after. So I can share this to my laptop and then go in and add, if I have pictures online, that I just want to do it that way too. So
yes, it's sweet. And I have the website as well. It's the same thing.
yeah.
Or is that the one you were just showing?
Yeah. That's like the desktop version or whatever.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Just makes it a little bit easier. So what the takeaways are, if you haven't already, download the boards app. That is mandatory. You have to do it because it will make your life easier. I guess you don't have to, but if you want to still, not save time, then don't do it. And then for 3 different things that I want you to do for your boards, I want you to think about the top 3 testimonials that you like. Go in and in your board, just scroll, like you won't have to scroll as far as mine because yours will be new. Go create a new board, call it your top 3 testimonials, and then add your testimonials, label them, whether it's thyroid, diabetes, whatever, so you know what they are, and then create another board for your 3 packages, and go in, and within that board for packages, you'll have 3 subfolders of, say it's the Triplex, maybe it's the advanced weight loss advanced, and maybe it's the core plus, and go in and put whatever you share with your contacts, put that in there. And then what you can do is you can go in and share it with me. So just copy the link here and just send me, you can just send me a private message, or I mean, you can send it to the group, but you can just send it to me privately. And then I'll go in and create basically like a board for all of us, like a multi-board, and I will share it with everybody once I have everybody's stuff in there. And then that way we can all, benefit from each other's work as well and save even a little bit more time.
So you have to be, Melissa, you personally have to be Facebook friends with everybody to share this. Is that correct? Is it through cell phone or both?
You can still send Messenger without being friends. So we don't have to be friends, but go and add me. I'll accept you on Facebook if we're not, but otherwise just shoot me a message, go in and send me a message, add me. I can share my phone number in the Teams there too. If you'd rather just text it to me, that's fine too, or my email. But
so we do not, so moving forward for the video here, you do not, to share boards information, you do not have to be Facebook friends to share this information, correct?
No, you don't. So you can just be, it can be just a conversation with anybody, and it can be like, if, say, for example, you're sharing this with me now, but if you were wanting to share, like going forward with your team, to grow your team and to share some product information, you can go and share it with them too. Like you can share it with whomever you want, and via whatever, by copying that link, you can copy and put that into anything. Like if you were commenting on a Facebook post, you could go and share it through there, and whoever clicked on that would add their email address and they would get access to that board. So it's really open to everything.
Yeah,
so
the reason why I'm saying is, you don't want to have that additional red light if you're in a 3-way conversation by saying, hey, can you Facebook friend me? Because I mean, it shouldn't. Sometimes it may turn out to be a red light, if people are skeptical or if they don't know the person that you're communicating with well. It takes away that red light that you don't need their Facebook friendship. You can actually build trust, by sending them out information first, and then later on in the conversation or the next few days, you can actually Facebook friend them and start that relationship building. So that's perfect to be part of this training. Any other questions, everybody? Are we good? I'm going to get this up today. So this will go into the locker room, most valuable player on YouTube. And then what I'll do is I will make sure that this gets posted into our team's 2 chats. And this will also be available in our Facebook groups. It'll get put in the We Are Family Rise Up Together. So that's our business Facebook group for our team. So that's where that would go. So it'll get placed in 4 or 5 different spots. And if you do not have access to any of that, just reach out to me personally and I'll copy and paste it and share it. I mean, we are one Plexus, and Melissa, you knocked this out of the park. Colin, everybody, Anita, you guys, everybody, thank you for the questions there. It's a great collaboration. And moving forward, we're gonna decide as a team what is necessary to keep building our team library so that we make this business as efficient as possible, especially for the new people coming into our team here. And I love the collaboration. I just love how our team is working together, both inside our team and outside our team too as well. So I mean, like with Colin and stuff like that. So you know, as head coach of this team, I mean, we are blessed. I mean, I see where this team is going, and it is amazing how we're building this team, and all of the moving parts are coming together. We're attracting each other for a reason. There's no chance meetings here. We're attracting each other for a reason, and that's to build a multi-million-dollar business for each of our families. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So, Melissa, final words from Melissa Lee Loos from Pilot Butte, Saskatchewan. Final words, Melissa.
Well, thank you guys so much for participating, and yeah, great questions. And I'm super excited to see what you guys do with your boards. We all have our own unique abilities. We're all creative in our own ways. So I want to see just set that time. If you guys do not set up that 5, 10, 15 minutes, you're not going to do it, and nobody's going to do it for you. And we work better together. As even my little 4-year-old, it says, teamwork makes the dream work. So there we go.
Right. We are stronger together. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Have a great day. And we'll see you guys tonight in the Pink Zone. Cheers, everybody.